Hey everybody, this is Magnolia 26 coming at you on April 20th. And because I live in Colorado, it is officially 4/20. It's a holiday here, and so I'm working at home. It's not that I'm afraid of like stone people driving around out there, it just gets crowded. Um, the only place I would have to go would be into Boulder, where I just moved from, and it's probably crowded today of, you know, marches or gatherings or events or festivals or whatever, because there's an industry built up around this now. So, in honor of 420, I just thought I would do a little video on substance, um, mostly alcohol. Although I will have to say that because I live in Colorado and I think about this kind of stuff, I wonder about like gastric patients who use marijuana. Do gastric patients use marijuana? Is there like an issue with munchies or stimulated hunger or something like that? I don't know. If you're one of those people, it would be interesting to hear what you have to say. Do you still get munchies if you have a gastric sleeve and you smoke pot? Anyway, so this weekend I had a little bit of alcohol for the first time in a long time. I have lots of little glasses and dishes in my house because it just makes it easier to eat and drink smaller portions. So here's one of my glasses. So when I make drinks, I'll make it in this. It's about 3 ounces. So, which is like 3 shots of alcohol. So you have to be careful. Even if you do it halfway, you're still having like, this is about a jigger. I think right to the rim it might be almost 4 ounces. So a jigger would be about here. So I filled this up with about an ounce and a half, that's a jigger of whiskey, and then topped it off with about an ounce of ginger ale and then a little bit of crushed ice. Nice little tiny drink. And I had 2 of those, and I felt, boom, it hit me. I haven't had anything to drink for weeks, like weeks and weeks and weeks, because I've been trying to lose. And I always forget that when I'm not taking anything in, that it hits me so hard. I could have just had 1 of those because I had 2, and then the next day I felt hungover from my 2 little tiny Lilliputian whiskey and ginger ales. So it's been making me wonder because I see people talking about drinking, and usually when I see people talking about drinking, they're like on their maybe 3rd or 4th week. And sometimes, I know I just saw someone the other day say that they didn't get like as drunk as they thought they would, or it didn't affect them as much as they thought it would. Our nutritionist and our bariatric center, this is my big giant book O gastric surgery. This is the book O gastric surgery. O like in O. Henry. There's a lot of information in there. But one of the things they say is no drinking for a year, a full year. So I don't know, do all centers not say that, or are people just making a decision to drink as a personal decision? Please tell me, I'd like to know. Because I do like to have a drink. Now, that said, I'm also completely fine with like not drinking and then not drinking for a long while. But a year is a really long time. And if I don't drink for a year, I don't know if I'll ever drink again. So I've been thinking about this. Like, do I just want to not ever drink again? Or do I want to follow the rules to a T and not drink for a whole year? Do I want to try drinking sooner since other people seem to be drinking sooner and apparently with the blessings of their doctor? Or am I misunderstanding that? I don't know. So those are my substance questions. Do you get munchies if you have a gastric sleeve and you smoke pot? And how many of you have tried to drink alcohol? it kind of scares me. I feel like I would probably feel better not drinking at all, but that's me on April 20th and not in July when I'm sitting with everybody at a cookout not eating anything. So, see, try to figure it out. So, one of the reasons why I also seem to get so like blasoed when I drink that is because I've been doing this little technique that I call like I made something up. I'm sure a dozen of you do this. Our nutritionist suggested that we start practicing. She likes air quotes. Practice taking small bites. Practice eating slower. Practice slower chewing. So I've been doing all of that stuff. But I was joking around, with my family, and I was calling it EATS. This is my new EATS program. EATS, eating as though sleeved. As much as I joke around about it, it's actually helping me quite a bit. So I've been trying to adapt these techniques to help me slow down, eat less, eat over a longer period of time. So one of the things I've been doing with my Greek yogurts is I take either like a 1/4 teaspoon measuring spoon, which is really skinny, or when I was traveling last week, I used a coffee stirrer in the hotel room. I'm sorry, I have this bad piece of hair I keep seeing out of the corner of my eye. And this weekend I was actually using a chopstick, and I've been using it to eat my yogurt. So I, mix my yogurt all up, and I just kind of dip it in and use it like a spoon, and you can just only get so much on the end of it. But you get enough. Like, you actually get enough on the end of the spoon, and what clings to the rest are on the end of the chopstick or the stirrer. And I've been doing that, and consequently taking like 20 to 30 minutes to finish a container of yogurt, and I feel strangely triumphant, like I just figured something out. Again, I use these little tiny glasses as well. I've been using smaller water glasses. I'm one of those people, I drink a lot of water, so I always have a big gulp of something around. But I've seen people say that when you take gulps, that sometimes it can hurt or get stuck. So I've been practicing using smaller glasses for my water, not this small, this is for my alcohol, and taking smaller, more regular sips. And then I can move to a bigger glass once in my head I get down to the small sip thing. I already have small plates and small dishes, but I went online this morning and I ordered some small, like little kid silverware, like a little spoon, a little fork, and a couple smaller plates, because my small dishes are more like bowls. So I got a couple flat tasting plates, they call them. You can buy them as tasting plates. And I do know that they have, like, if you go to the grocery store and you go to the paper plate section, somewhere in that section you'll find a box usually of something called tasting or aperitif flatware. And it says little tiny forks and little tiny spoons and little tiny dishes that you just put little tastes of things on for a party. I used those last summer a lot. So you can get them there. They're kind of inexpensive. So I've been trying to do my EATS system, EATS, eat as though sleeved. And it's really helping me learn more about eating. You would think that after 11 years of being on this journey that I would have all this figured out. And I do have a lot of it figured out, but there are little things like this that, I think, okay, when I'm doing well and I'm slowing down and I'm eating little bites and all of that, and I think, oh yeah, I've conquered this. But then what happens, like now, all of a sudden I find myself, oh, I'm back in that mode. I'm in a rush. I eat a piece of lunch meat, roll it up, shove it in my mouth, chew 2 times, and I'm out the door. And so I'm trying to figure out how to make these changes in my life permanent changes and not changes that just happen because I'm trying to lose weight. So that's it for me, really. A little bit of substance. a little bit of my EATS regimen, eat as though sleeved. And I've been doing that in a lot of ways. The other night, my nutritionist said, you're going to change the way you eat. You eat, for example, when you eat spaghetti and meatballs, you're not going to eat a big plate of pasta with a couple meatballs on top. You're going to eat a meatball with a couple pieces of pasta around it. So I made spaghetti and meatballs at the end of last week, and that's exactly what I did. I just actually put like 3 or 4 pieces of pasta, meatball with some cheese on top, and it's just getting easier and easier. I feel like it's not going to be as much of a mental blindside when I'm in that place a couple months from now. I am diligently researching pureed food recipes because it'll be 2 weeks that I have to do that, and I just don't even have any idea like what that means besides putting a piece of chicken in the blender. So again, if you have information on pureed stuff, let me know. And if you have any comments about substance use and alcohol and all of that stuff, let me know too. So I'm going to go back to my lovely sunny day, stay in my house. If you're one of those people in Colorado who's standing under a big cloud of smoke downtown right now, more power to you.